Welcome back to Creative Chelsea. If you like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up or commenting below. If you want to see more of my videos, press the subscribe button and click on the bell for notifications. If you need any Stampin' Up! Products to make these cards, you can visit my online store and the link is in the description box below. When you purchase Stampin' Up! Products through me, you can earn free products. Check out my current customer appreciation products on my blog. The link is listed in the description. Today is my third paper pumpkin video for this week using the Summer Nights July 2020 kit. I really did enjoy using the products in this kit to create the alternative cards today. And if you're new to Paper Pumpkin and would like to watch me unbox the kit, I will go ahead and link that up here in the corner. I have also used some of the card bases from the Summer Nights add-on, and this add-on is $10 and includes 24 card bases with envelopes, and they coordinate really nicely with the items in the Paper Pumpkin kit. And if you need the link to purchase the Summer Nights add-on, I will place that link in the description box as well. So these are the cards we're going to be making today. So this is the first card we're going to be creating today, and it uses the Tealight Bag for a negative die cut. And so you can get some really fun look with that one. And then we're going to be creating this card with the leftover circle. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 card. And then I will just show you and talk you through pretty much the same card here, just using one of the card bases from the Summer Nights add-on. To begin, you're going to want a postcard card from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and you can choose whichever one you want. I'm going to use this one that's more of a night sky. And then I'm going to take a Tealight bag, and I'm just going to cut it on each side. The next step is I'm going to color the white of the Tealight bag to be this really dark Blackberry Bliss. And I have a Stampin' Up! Marker that will do this really quickly. You can also use a sponge dauber. And I do show in my second video from yesterday the how to use that technique to color the Tealight bag. And so I'm going to go ahead and just use the Stampin' Up! Marker. This time it just will make a nice dark color, and I'm going to just keep it going the same direction. So once you have that all colored, you're going to just take whatever die cut shape you're going to use. Just make sure the die cut is colored all the way in the middle of that die cut, which we have. And then I'm going to take that die cut and place it in the center where I want to cut it on my postcard, and take a little bit of washi tape and just tape it down. Then I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. So you want to hold on to this for your second card. Then we'll go ahead and remove the die. And we're going to do some stamping on the background. And you can really stamp whatever images you want to have. I'm just going to add another firework image to the background here using my Blackberry Bliss stamping spot that came in the kit. I'm going to just stamp one up in the corner. I'm going to stamp another one down here in the corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp one just down in the bottom, not quite middle, not quite left, kind of in the center of those two things. So we've got one up here, one on the right, and one kind of off center. Let's go ahead and finish our stamping. And I'm going to just stamp the greeting, and I am using a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 3/4 of an inch by 2.5 inches. And I'm just going to take my greeting, "You Light Up My Life," and ink it with some more Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Then I want to flag each end, and I just do that by taking a pair of paper snips and cutting a small slit in the center, and then going from each corner to the top of that slit. And doing the same on the other side. Like that. And then the very last thing we can do before we put our card together, we're going to take one of the label die cuts that came in the kit, and I wanted to change the color to match the card a little bit. And this time I'm going to use one of the Stampin' Blends markers, and I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to color right on top. You could also use a Stampin' Write marker for this. I like the blends because this area here will actually fade into just a solid color. And so you won't have any of that overlapping color that you get with the Stampin' Write marker. So you can see here, if I get a little closer, that there's a little bit of a overlapping darker color. And that's what you get with the Stampin' Write marker. And then here, this is going to disappear and you're going to get a nice smooth color, and you're going to get that with the Stampin' Blend marker. And the reason for that is because it's an alcohol-based marker, and they come in most Stampin' Up colors, and you can just check those out online. And I will place the link for the Stampin' Blend markers as well as the Stampin' Write markers in the description box below. Okay, so we've done all of our stamping, so we can now go ahead and start putting our card together. I'm starting with a thick Whisper White card base, and it is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Just going to go ahead and fold along that score line and use a bone folder to make a nice crease. So the next thing I need to do is add my die cut directly to the back of the postcard. And so I'm going to start by putting some adhesive around the circle on my postcard. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay that down and then center the firework in that die cut shape. And then I do have some paper that's hanging out, so I'm just going to take a pair of paper snips and just trim off whatever is hanging out, and I don't want to see that. Then on the back, I'm going to place some dimensionals. So in your kit, you do get a small package of dimensionals, and you just want to go ahead and support your cardstock with those and place one in the center. And that's just going to support the firework so that you can get some nice depth to your card. So you can really place any color behind your firework. And on this card, I did a silver foil sheet. And for my second card, I wanted to do gold. And so I've got a 3-inch square piece of gold foil sheet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that it is being centered behind that firework like that. And it looks like it needs to be supported as well with some dimensionals. So go ahead and grab those and just put one in each corner. So you just want to place it on the paper of the firework, take off the paper backing, and then you can place down the gold foil over on top of it. So when you lift it up, just look for an area that has enough paper for a dimensional. Just like that. I'm then going to take a little bit of adhesive and run it on the back of the gold foil, just so that card sticks to my card base. Then I'm going to take the whole thing and I'm going to add it to the center of my card base. It should have just a nice small border around everything. So now I've got a fun gold shiny firework, and you can see the difference between the gold and the silver. So now I'm going to take the You Light Up My Life, and I'm going to add that with some dimensionals as well to the Coastal Cabana label that we created. And this is just going to go at an angle. So the next thing I want to add to my label is some ribbon, and I've used up all the twine from the kit. So I grabbed my crinkled seam binding ribbon, and I'm going to go ahead and cut 13 inches of that ribbon. I've placed some adhesive on the back. I'm just going to go ahead and find the center of that ribbon and place my finger inside this on the center point, and then at an angle, just place that down on the back of my label. Create a loop. You're kind of doing like a Z. And then another loop. And then you can kind of change and manipulate that how you want it to look. And I'm good with that. So I'm just going to place a little more adhesive on the back. And then this goes onto my card. And you just can place it at the base of your firework. And the greeting is at an angle if you want, but the label is nice and straight. Then I'm going to take some of the stars from the kit. So this one, when I use this silver foil, I just use some regular rhinestones from Stampin' Up, and I just decorated it along the sides. Because I'm using the gold, I wanted to try the stars for this card. So I've just got my pickup tool, and I'm going to just take 3 stars. Let's use the sharp end. Just pick those up and then just kind of place them around your card wherever you'd like to add a little element. Maybe something like that. Okay, so that's cards done, and you can see the difference between gold and silver, and you can kind of choose which one you like more. Don't miss next month's Paper Pumpkin Kit. Celebrate and appreciate the everyday heroes in your life with the August Paper Pumpkin Kit. Subscribe through the link in the description box below by August 10th. Okay, so for our second card, we're going to need another white card base, as well as the cutout circle from our first card, one of the labels from the Paper Pumpkin Kit, and then some fun embellishments from the Paper Pumpkin Kit as well. Let's go ahead and start with our stamping. So we're going to stamp directly onto our card base, and we're just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm using the firework stamp, and I'm going to ink that with Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to stamp this 3 times. Just kind of randomly on your card base. And then let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. So take the label from the kit, and I'm going to use the Summer Nights greeting. Go ahead and ink that one up, and then stamp that in the center. And then let's go ahead and add everything to our card base. So start with the circle, and this is just going to go directly on your card base, just kind of higher than center. Then we're going to add our greeting, and again, I wanted to use the crinkled seam binding ribbon, and so I'm going to cut another 13 inches of that. This time I wanted to have a different color, something that would stand out against the white card base. So I've taken that Coastal Cabana Stampin' Blend marker, and this is just a really fun technique if you've never done this before, and you're just going to color right on top of that ribbon, and it's just going to change the color. And the reason we use the Stampin' Blend marker for this is because the alcohol helps that ribbon dry really quickly. If we were to use a Stampin' Write marker, it would take a long time for that color to set into the ribbon, and it wouldn't, it maybe would smear on our card. And so that's a really nice color and an option for you if you would like to have a colored ribbon, but all you have is white. So we're going to add this to the back of our label. We're going to do a similar technique, add some adhesive to the back, and then find the center of that ribbon by placing the ends together, putting our finger on center, and then this is just going to go from the top to the bottom. So we can go ahead and place that in the center there, and then I'm going to loop up and create kind of like that Z fold like we did before. Something like that. And then this is going to get added to our card with dimensionals. And then we can just go ahead and place that on our card. So we're going to want to place that here in the bottom left area. Like that. And then we're just going to take some of those die cuts that came from the kit, and we'll just kind of place them all around our card. I'm going to use 3 fireflies and 3 gold stars. The fireflies I do want to pop up with dimensionals, so I'm just going to go ahead and flip those over and add one to the back of each of those. And then just place those around the greeting. I'm going to place one over here on the left, and then these 2 on the right. And then the gold stars I'm going to add with glue dots. Just place those glue dots on the back of each star, remove the paper backing, then we can add it to our card. So I am going to add these to my card with 2 of the enamel stars as well. And so just kind of randomly place these. I'm going to start with the enamel. So I'm going to place enamel star maybe here on my circle, and then maybe another one just outside my circle. And then these stars I'm going to place just a little bit further. Maybe 1 up there and 2 down here. All right, so that card came together really quickly, and it's really fun to have all those different elements together on one card, and that we're able to create a second card from our first card. Now really quickly, without making the card, I just want to talk about it. So we're creating pretty much the exact same card here, and I wanted to give an option for 2 reasons. One, if you didn't want to cut a circle from the postcard and you didn't want to make this card, then you would have an option to create something similar to this one. So that was one reason I created this example. And the other reason is if you have more of those add-on card bases left. There are 24 of them, and so that's quite a bit, and you might have just an extra card base laying around, as well as some of those fun fireflies and stars. And so this is just a really easy card to create using those extra pieces up. And so you could make this card without the fireflies, you can make the card without the stars. It could be a really simple card as well. And then if you have used up all your labels, I just wanted to mention that these are the same shape labels as the Tasteful Label dies. And I just really love those shapes that the dies cut out. And there's more, there's 10 dies in that die set. And so you get this one as well as this fun label shape and the elongated label shape as well. All 3 do come in that Tasteful Label dies. And I'll make sure to include that in my supply list in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Visit creativechelsea.com for more information about Paper Pumpkin and to start getting your monthly kit. Have a creative day. Bye.